Hello you guys, welcome to the Outer Heaven channel. We are about to receive a gacha machine. For those of you that don't know, this is where you decide pretty much what you want to build based on the star crumb that you use on the gacha machine. There's different builds, so it all depends from here on the game. You use your star crumb to properly make your build, and you use the mods that you find. So here we go. This is how you get this gacha machine you got here, and this happens in Greywater Camp almost after you defeat Trent. And it's just here, you go through it, talk to it, and then you finally get it. Or not. Alright, let me see. I'm gonna talk to this guard first. Here we go. Alright, for real this time. So there it is. Now we get to make a spin. So what I usually recommend here is try to save all your star crumb, do all your challenges, all your journeys. Try to save all your star crumb torts until you get this machine. That way, I feel like you have a better chance of getting better blueprints when you do it all at once and do it every 500 or so. So here we go. The long awaited, as you can see, there's different classes, and as you move on, it opens up towards you depending on what event they're holding. They usually rotate. Some of them, like for instance, the long awaited, after you get it, you can't go back and get it anymore. However, the other ones, you can get as many as you want and reset them and then restart them over again. Alright, here we go. So it says draw 1, it's 20% off, so I'm just going to go ahead and draw all 10. And right here usually doesn't matter, either play whack-a-mole or whatever, it's all the same basically, but the different characters don't really make a difference. Pioneer, so I am going shrapnel on this one. It is a demo, so I'm just going to do it real quick. Pretty much the Pioneer is the best gun you can get starting to mid-game. The damage that you can do on it is insane. And for that type of build, I usually recommend you focus your mods on weak spot damage and weapon damage. And later on, when you get a chance and you start getting those mods that give you shrapnel or increases your chance for criticals, then you want to go ahead and add to those. Also, as you can see, there's two things that can happen. One, you get a full actual blueprint, which means you actually have that gun. You go to your blueprints and you unlock it. And the other thing is, you get fragments. So, fragments, for instance, you gotta collect 100, it's an example. Once you get 100, you level up the gun again. And you get tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, and then the stars are the same thing too. 2-star, 3-star, 4-star, and that usually increases the stats of the weapon. So there are different builds here. For instance, we got this outsider, and as you can see, we have a blueprint. You can start using that, but I'm not going to use power search. Now, in this game, hopefully for the actual game, gold tier, blue tier, purple tier start making a difference. Sometimes I've played through the second beta, the third beta, and the demo now, and I've noticed that the tiers don't really make a difference. For instance, Certain guns are more powerful at purple tier instead of gold tier. Just because it's gold tier doesn't always necessarily mean that the gun is better. It all depends on the build though, and how you have your equipment and your mods set to as well. So as you see, this is a power search. This is a power search build, basically electricity, and you make your mods based on that. Alright, so we now capture the gotcha machine. Oh, what the hell? Sorry, my cat keeps getting attacked by these dogs. Anyway, so right after you encounter the machine, the gotcha machine, what you do is you capture it or secure it, and then you can bring it and build it here in your home. Here it is, right here. So you have to have the proper materials for it. But once you get it, you just build it. There it is. And that has the task that is attached to it. So now that it's here in your house, you can, every time you collect star crumb, you just come here and get blueprints or weapon fragments. It works the same way for armor. You can also get armor depending on your spin, basically. So now what we're going to start doing is we're going to go ahead and put in our star crumb and spin for the rest of that 6,840 that we have, and hope that we get lucky. Here we go. Play the whack-a-mole again. See these purple ones, even if you whack these purple ones with things that they're the highest tier from all of these here, it doesn't really make a difference. It's all pretty much based on good luck and the spin. It's pretty randomized. Our colors is blue, purple, and gold, and that means we just got a legendary. It could be armor, it could be a weapon. There's armor. There's the Wrath of Hades rare. Let's see what we get for gold. There's a Div Evo. That's also shrapnel based. On the second beta and third beta, it was pretty good, but they toned it down. Shelter set frag, that was a gold that we got. And here are the weapons. See, these were blueprints. These are fragments, so that's not the whole gun. You have to collect a certain amount until you can unlock the gun. For the shelter set, it's the same thing. They're just fragments. Got 1,000 left. Let's go ahead and invest on it. Confirm. Little whack-a-mole again. Doesn't really matter. See what we got. Purple. It's not that bad. I'll take it. Heavy booty gloves, Gold Fury, Agent helmet, nice. Alright, same thing for these. You can see it's a blueprint, and then fragments. So for the armor, it works the same way. If you have a blueprint, you unlock that first piece of armor, and in order for you to level up or unlock other ones, it's all in fragments. So each spin, as you saw, is about 500, but we went ahead and did all the amount that I had. And you collect fragments or star crumb by doing different things. I'll explain that in a different video. For now, we're just focusing on the weapons and how they work. And I gotta kill these blues first because back team. I think it's just a glitch. Oh, there we go. Honestly, I think it's just a glitch because they just keep coming by. I don't mind them because after, like, I can, you know, skin them and get those hides. And later, after the beginning of the game, you want to start focusing on killing animals and getting the hides because you do need the hides to craft the armor. So that way you don't find yourself unlocking that nice blueprint that you want, and then you have to go back and get the hides to make the armor. So whenever you see an animal, try to kill it. Rabbits are very beneficial because they give you extra momentum when you cook them. So you pretty much get energy to be running most of the time, which is what you're doing here in the game almost all the time, running and using the bike. Alright, so here we go. You're going to go to the blueprint section here. It's going to show you all the different weapons that you can unlock for the game. And right here you can see where it tells you how many fragments. On the top right hand corner of that window it says 0 out of 60. That means I don't have any fragments there. But for certain ones it'll show you the circle like half filled or so. See, so like I said, we got the blueprint for that one, so I can actually go ahead and craft this gun and make it. There's the outsider, a scar rifle basically. See how that circle has partially, it's 10 out of 60. Once we fill all of that, that unlocks this gun. So the shrapnel is different for every gun, or whatever gun has that perk. So for instance, the Div Evo was super broken on the second beta, and it was the gun basically the go-to for everybody. So on this one it says shots have 30% chance to trigger shrapnel. What that means is for 30% of your shots you're going to trigger the shrapnel, or the shrapnel bomb as they call it. And it all has a different particular things that each gun makes. So for instance, I'm going to go ahead and right click, and you can see here the lettering shrapnel. It says view all keywords. So this goes in depth more explaining to you what each of the perks of certain guns do, right? Like burn, electricity, power surge, which is electricity, right? Continuous debuff, instant damage, deals shock damage equals to 45 psi intensity, and adds a shock state for 6 seconds, right? But we're going to focus on shrapnel, special ammo effects. Upon hitting an enemy with a bullet, deal weapon damage of 50% attack to a random unhit part. The additional damage can be a critical hit and will decay with distance. Right, so basically what that means is every time you hit somebody with a bullet, you deal 50% of your weapon damage. So depending on how that works, right, we're going to go ahead. So this would be 75, right? 50% of that is what that shrapnel would do. And then depending on the other perks that the gun says that it has. So for instance, the other one would be shots have 30% to trigger shrapnel, right? So what that combined with what the shrapnel does is 30% chance to activate it, and then every time it activates and you're hit with the shrapnel, it does 50% of the damage. And then it says any damage defeat increases shrapnel trigger chance by 100%, lasting for 4 seconds. So for every kill that you get, also will trigger your chance for activating or prompting your shrapnel. Killing any enemies grants shrapnel target number +1 for 4 seconds. So that means if you shoot per se the body of a character or the monster that you're fighting, it'll also make it like if you're shooting at one arm or one leg or the head, depending. So we're going to be doing this shrapnel, and instead of using the Div Evo, as I've been explaining, as you saw, I don't have anything to upgrade this to the max, and I don't know if I'm going to get any. That's why a lot of people hate the gacha machine, because there isn't a real way where you can actually focus on getting the fragments for this gun. It's all random. So I'm going to focus on the fragments, or the pieces for the guns that I did get, which is going to be the Pioneer. right here. So we're going to go ahead and click that. We have 140 fragments. So this has a 30% chance to trigger shrapnel with a hit, just like the Evo. However, the shrapnel damage is going to be plus 60% on top of whatever the shrapnel is already doing. So let me kill these dogs behind me before they kill me completely. It's annoying. You can also put turrets up to guard your base. I just haven't done it because I'm trying. This is a demo and I'm trying to be as efficient and as quick for the level ups and everything else that I'm doing currently. There we go. Let's go back to that. Oh my god. Jesus. Not one break. Where is it? Just glitched. It's been glitching. It's been doing that. I don't know. I have no idea. Why? Oh, there he is. Alright. So, blueprints. We're going to be focusing on the Pioneer. We have fragments to level that up. Right click. Plus. There we go. I'm sorry. Alright, let's go ahead and enhance that. Upgraded. See 80 damage. Do that again. Let's try to max enhance it as much as we can get it for. 3 stars, 84 damage. Sign for the rest of it. Let's cut it short. There we go. There it is, 4 stars. So that's the max that you can upgrade this gun. As you can see, it's not giving me the choice to keep upgrading. And then it does give you the details, everything else. So now that I upgraded the gun, this is where your calibration comes in. Alright, now we're going to go over here. Weapons workbench and craft our rifle. Here it is, 4 stars. You can always craft it all the way to 5, but I'm playing the demo, so I don't have aluminum either. So I can only craft level 3, but my recommendation is once you max it out, all 4 stars, wait until you max it to level 5 for you to actually do the calibration. It's just so you won't be going back and forth, disassembling the gun, and then you have to remake it just to keep getting the bonus. So we're at tier 3. I'm going to go ahead and craft that. Craft it. There it is. 4-star weapon with best primary weapon. And now as you can see, it's 88 damage, 600 rate of fire, and 40 mag. The crit rate is right here, respot damage right there, critical damage is right there. So now when you calibrate it, it just furthers your bonuses. Right? As you can see here, it says 88, that changes to 94. So you hit that, 100 now, 106, and as you can see, it's 3 out of 7. The next one's 4 out of 7. When you reach 7, the gun gives you 2 bonuses. Now, I don't know if they're going to change this for the actual game itself, because they have been changing a lot of things, like changing certain weapon perks, but for the sake of the demo and the video, we're going to go ahead and think or hope that you still have those bonuses. So here, as you can see, the materials changes the higher level you go. You start using stardust, you start using the random crystals, more steel. So depending on that, that's you get those pretty much at going through towns and moving crates and stuff like that. As you can see, I was only able to get it to 6 out of 7. And you see that custom attributes calibration. So on gold, you get 2 of those calibrations. I'm guessing here rare, you're only going to get 1. We'll see after when you max calibrate it. Now, whenever you want to get max weapon damage, or max damage, I should say, with your gun. You also have to do mods and things like that. So I usually do the dummy, or I should say everybody does the dummy, and the way that the dummy works is it tracks down your damage for every shot that you make. So there I make 163 per shot, 163, and then depending when that shrapnel perks, that means I'm going to be making a lot more. So let's see, 4 shots, let's see, those extra numbers are already adding the bonuses of the shrapnel and the other bonuses of the gun. So this is one way to keep track of your gun. What I do is I get a full mag and I unload on the dummy. And that tells me I'm doing 14,575 damage per mag. So that's a good way to track down your damage every time you add a mod, take out a mod. And then, as you can see, you start getting, you start getting very meticulous later on in the game when you start getting the gold mods. So here are the different mods for the guns. Weapon damage, damage against great ones, weapon damage. All of these bonuses add up onto your character. And when you press C here in this screen, it shows you those bonuses. So damage is 120, PSI intensity is 177, crit rate 7.1. So I'm at 99.7 critical damage. Now the gun doesn't do 99.7 critical damage, but based on the mods that I already added on my weapons here, it increases that. So I'm at 99.7 critical damage, weak spot damage 66.2, the weapon damage bonus is 36 on top of what the damage already does. So whenever you perk, for instance, the shrapnel, it's going to do that damage plus this damage plus 50% per shot, depending on the bonuses that you apply. And right now I'm just kind of going over it briefly because it's not the actual game, it's just a demo. But it's a good way, that way when you guys actually play the actual game, you guys are aware of what to look for and kind of to see how the build works to give you that extra advantage. So see here are the mods, right, depending on the weapon. So this weapon is rare, so it gives us 2 bonuses here, as you can see on the screen, plus the core effect. 2 random attributes plus the core effect. Now whenever you unlock these through silos, defeating the great ones, or so on, the monoliths. So depending on those and how hard the difficulty is, you have a chance of getting gold mods, depending on it, sometimes purple mods. And as you go through those, they all have different names, so just take a look through them or what you're kind of looking for. Now they're not always going to be perfect on what you want. Sometimes you might sacrifice one random attribute for another, but give or take, as long as it's based on what you're looking for. So for instance, like I said, it's a shrapnel build, so we want to focus on increasing our weapon damage because the shrapnel is based 50% of our actual weapon damage. So this right here is a great one because we get 9.0% weapon damage plus an additional 4.8, and then on top we'll do extra damage with great ones. Depending on the gun, this one increases our critical rate plus 8.0%. The other one's weapon damage, magazine capacity. Magazine capacity, whenever you add it, basically what it means is if your normal clip is 30 rounds, the magazine capacity plus 4.0% might add 2 bullets or so, depending on how big that percentage is. So instead of ending with 30 mag round, you'll end up with 40, depending on how many times you add that attribute per armor, accessory, or gun. So for instance, mine is convenient because it is a shrapnel build, so I'm going to go ahead and put that one. But as you can see, they're all different. This is critical rate. See, this one adds elemental damage, which is blaze, frost, shock, blast. I'm pretty sure you guys know that shock is for that power surge that we were pointing out earlier. This is weapon damage, status damage, reload bonus, helps you reload your gun faster. Weak spot damage is always great to have. In this game, you're mostly going to be doing is trying to hit weak spots. You're going to be trying to shoot every enemy on the head, every monster's weak spot. So I recommend that you always have something on the weak spot. because you're always going to be shooting at the weak spot regardless. And that perks you an extra 100, 140, depending how much damage you put on it. So I try to vary those between weapon damage, weak spot damage, and if you do get it, shrapnel damage, or how many times your shrapnel perks, because certain mods do help you increase the chances of you activating your shrapnel every time. It either adds an extra 15%, 10%. So if you were at 15 before, now you're at 30% overall of actually doing shrapnel on your gun. So that just adds on all these little bonuses. What I've noticed is in this game, you have to be very meticulous with what you're doing, and little by little it stacks up until you're making 200,000 damage, 400,000 damage, depending on the bonuses and the things that you carry on your character. So for this video, that's about it. I just took the time to explain to you guys how it works. You guys are welcome to like and subscribe. I will be doing a more in detail once the game actually comes out, so you guys can see what an actual gold mods and the different accessories for the gun, and once you actually level up and you combine those bonuses with the armor as well, you just do crazy amounts of damage. But then again, like I was saying, for betas and so on, they've been changing so many things here and there. So it's always good to go over and just read what the bonuses of the guns have to offer, so you guys can get an idea. Most of my warband and my hive that I play with, we've been playing it since beta 2. So we're pretty experienced. Once we go to the actual game, we'll put that in the Discord. And the warband, for those that want to join or play in our server, you guys are welcome to come and play. And we'll pretty much help you guys out. I mean, we're already doing that and the server that we're in anyways. We're pretty much friendly, so we'll help you guys get through and build your builds or so on. That way you guys can have fun playing the game. At the same time, you get the most efficient way of how to pull out these blueprints for your guns and maximize your characters. Once you go to PvP, that's a different story. I'll also make an in-depth video aside from that, just showing you how the damages work. But pretty much for PvP, you want to have a sniper most of the time, because everybody's shooting from yards away, just sniping people, and it's pretty OP. Hopefully we'll see if they try to balance that a little bit more once the actual game kicks out. Anyways, that's it for me. Follow and subscribe, you guys, and come and join me on the next one.